What's going on, everybody? Welcome to episode 4 of the Round Table. Gosh, it's going so fast, guys, isn't it? We're
Yeah,
already up to
it's growing
episode
up.
4. Yeah, it's growing up fast. I am one of your hosts. I am Nate Rowe.
I'm Lance
Joe
John.
Samuels.
And yeah, so let's jump right in. What's on first on the docket today, there, Lance?
First story up. This is a pretty interesting piece of story about some hardware for gamers, which is called the Nvidia GSync. Yep, that's the name of it. And those of you, if you are a PC gamer, or hell, if you're just a gamer worth your salt, then you should know about Nvidia and what they do. And they are a video card manufacturer, meaning they make graphics cards and stuff like that do various things from play your very beautiful video games and show you all your high def movies and
Expensive,
and
expensive as
for
hell though.
expensive, yeah, it depends
Yes.
on how you want to. Yeah, it can be, but they just announced something pretty interesting yesterday, or today actually. Something called the G-Sync chip. It's according to them, there's no pricing there has been no pricing for this chip. Just to let you guys know, according to them, this particular chip is something that they will put into a monitor, and they're partnering with four companies to do this: Asus, BenQ, Philips, and ViewSonic. And they're claiming that this chip will cut down on lag, stuttering, response refresh rates, and like it would just be that much more one-to-one real-time reaction. To give to like it's gonna allow the GPU in your computer, and hopefully in your Xbox 2 and your PS4, whenever you get those, when you guys actually buy those things, to match or control the refresh rate that you're seeing on screen. So people who love to play Street Fighter or any of those type of games who really concerned about that lag, then you should be able to like buy a sub two, three, $400 monitor and be HD gaming all
So
night.
so
you
basically,
know.
the chip is gonna be inside the monitor, right? Like built inside.
Yeah, it's built in. It's just
Yeah,
something that's
yeah,
built into these new monitors coming out.
Yeah, yeah,
yeah,
But
yeah.
my thing with, I mean, that sounds awesome. And if you're running tournaments or if you're having something of that nature, very competitive, like I could see Evo using these monitors, or
Yep, yep, yep.
something like that. But I mean, unless you're just a gamer that has shit ton of money to just throw around, it's not something, it's not something the average gamer is just going to run out and buy, especially somebody that plays console games. Like my main thing was, if these things don't have an HDMI cord, me and Dwayne are console gamers.
Yeah,
So I
yeah,
mean,
yeah.
it kind of, to us, it's not going to be that big selling product, you know what I mean? Like, now, if you told me that these were starting to come into smart TVs, or something like that, where it's like the TV itself has got this refresh rate exclusively for games and shit like that, you might sell me on that
Yeah,
TV. You
yeah.
know what I mean? But just for a computer monitor, man, I don't know, man. That's
Well,
hard to call that one, man. I don't think I'd run out and buy it. You know what I'm saying?
I
Not
put
that it wouldn't be awesome, but
it'll be awesome, but it's like I'll put it like this: if the price is right, I would say yeah, I'll buy it because I do play Street Fighter on my Asus monitor now, but like Nate said, it has to have an HDMI in the back of it. There's no way I'm gonna, like I said,
yeah,
console gaming. No only gonna really go out and buy some VGA cable with some
yeah.
adapters just to hook it up. We want HDMI. So, but most like, but
Yeah.
most
I
like
mean,
I think it's gonna have it because I see the two brands they're using. A lot of people use Asus and BenQ as far as fighting games
Acer will
go.
probably be your cheap brand. Like, I will go ahead and put money
yeah,
on it that that's going to be the cheapest version, is the Acer. And then you're going to have, like you said, Philips, right? Is also going to be,
Right.
yeah. Philips
Philips
and
is probably going to be one of your higher end brands. That's, you're going to pay more, but it's probably going to last a little longer, maybe. You know what I'm saying? But
yeah, Philips and ViewSonic. ViewSonic is pretty cheap as well. I think out of all four, ViewSonic is probably the cheapest.
really,
Because I have a feeling. Well, I think they're all gonna come with HDMI out and in on these monitors because most graphics cards today that you buy would come with an HDMI option built in already. And if you have, you just plug it in, you're ready to go. But I have a feeling, they're not announcing. This was announced at the Dice. Um, this is like a conference that they have. It's mostly for developers, and they're saying, from what people are saying, for what developers are saying, it's like they're excited about it because of how they're going to design their games. Because apparently that having a good refresh rate when you're designing stuff works as well. That it works in their favor as well. So you
Uh,
guys could be right about the cost of this. It could be kind of astronomical,
yeah, and that's the thing,
to
man. Is
begin with.
like I
Yeah.
don't think it's a big enough product that. Like basically what you just said, I'm just gonna go ahead and call bullshit because like I do not think this is gonna be something that changes gaming where every gamer has to run out and buy one of these things. I think it's gonna be the very opposite. I think it's gonna be to a very limited market, and I mean
Yeah,
that's
it's starting
cool, but
out.
like I said, like if it was built into a TV that somebody already has to like anybody that plays games, you have to have a TV. And if you're playing
Yeah,
PC
yeah,
gaming now,
yeah.
you probably already have a monitor. So upgrading would just be kind of to, just to have that little edge, you know what I mean? But you're talking about milliseconds of frame rates. You know what I'm saying? Like you're really talking like it's boiling
Yeah.
down to not the average gamer is not going to give a crap about those, like they,
well,
they kind of will just blame it on the developer and say, "Oh, well the frame rate kind of sucks right here," or
so
there's pop in and outs, you know what I mean? Like with GTA, like I would not run out and buy a $300 monitor just so that there wasn't pop-ups every once in a while. You know what I mean? Like I can deal with that. I can deal with pop-ups.
okay, so
That's
so, so Nate, just
Yeah.
to just to sum it up and kind of wrap up a little. So would you say that this mod is more for like um PC gamers in general wise, and like the
yeah.
hardcore fighting fans?
Yeah,
If you want to say,
I would honestly like people like I said, like Dwayne, you like to host tournaments,
right?
and there's a lot of guys on Twitch that like to host tournaments and stuff like that, like live stuff where people are going to be sitting down and going against each other head to head and competitive. Yes, I could
Yeah,
totally
yeah.
see that as being justifiable. But the average
Yeah.
gamer that's just gonna sit down on his couch and play games, no, I don't. I
Nah,
don't.
yeah, that's
It's
true.
not marketed towards that guy. No.
Yeah, I don't think that any sort of hardcore gamers are gonna care.
Yeah.
I mean, well, not mean what I mean by hardcore. I mean like hardcore console
Yeah.
gamers. That they're not necessarily into fighting games. That they're not gonna care about that lag.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure my mother wouldn't care
Yeah, maybe
because
MOBA players like League of Legend players, or like we said, like Street
yeah,
Fighter, any kind of fighting game. Maybe even like
yeah, what our
you
refresh rate
know
would
Black
be
Ops
welcome.
2, any kind of Call of Duty game, anything that's very competitive. You know what I mean? Like I could see it being justifiable, but
Yeah,
you
yeah,
know,
yeah. Well, anyway, let's move on from that. We have next on the docket here. What we got next,
We
Dwayne?
got well. Basically, it comes down to this: like, any of you buy the new consoles when they come out this year?
I'm going to be a stripper
yeah,
for.
I'm gonna have to sell my
Um,
ass on the corner because
Yeah.
that's what
you
I'm
see,
gonna have to do.
I'm growing a mustache out because the ladies like this
Well,
sort of thing.
basically, the
So
reason I asked is because I can't really convince you guys to even buy a new console because there's so many delays going on, and
yeah,
Yeah,
and it's really sad because all these games that are coming out for the next gen consoles are coming out for the old gen. So how can I say, Nate, Lance, go out and buy PS4? Let's play some Call of Duty. Oh, it's already on 360. Let's go play Watch Dogs. Oh, that got delayed. I mean, come on, what's going on, fellas? I don't know.
it's I honestly see this as expected almost. You know what I mean? Like,
hiccups. Yeah, I'm definitely
yeah,
hiccups.
you got new hardware coming out, and there's a lot of expectation. They can really blame themselves because they put themselves in this spotlight, and did all these demos and put all this stuff out, and then you see games like Grand Theft Auto. They had 5 6 years to work on Grand Theft Auto 5, and
Mm-hmm.
and to work on Grand Theft Auto Online, and just horrible launch with online, just horrible. You know what I mean? So many glitches, and so I think it could be something like that where it's just they're scared now. They want to put out, and that's it's. I would honestly, and I said this about Grand Theft Auto Online, and I'll say it again. I know some people are kind of pissed with this, this whole, everything's getting delayed. But I would rather a game get delayed and come out where I will enjoy the shit out of it. You know what I'm saying? Then,
Yeah, it's easy to get
Well, Nate.
yeah, you know
into.
Well,
what I
Nate.
mean.
Just to backtrack on that though, I agree with you on part of that statement. Yeah, I'd rather the game be good, but like I'm gonna use Watch Dogs as an example. They delay the game so close to launch. That's the part that kind of pissed me off. I mean, I agree with you that yes, if the game's not done and you know there's a whole bunch of hiccups and glitches or whatever, fine, I agree, delay it.
I
But look at the launch window. It was supposed to come out day one. Like I mean, November is
I
right there.
understand. No, I totally understand what you're saying, and I think you as a consumer has a right to be angry about this, especially if it's something that you've already pre-ordered, if it's already paid off, and it's already something that you thought you were going to have when you go to pick up your shiny new console. Then yes, you as a consumer have all right because you've already spoken with your wallet, so you have all right to be mad. But all I'm saying is, me, any I personally believe that if it's going to make the quality better, then it's worth it, man. You don't want what if it were to come out? What if they knew that they were going to put it out and then it was just going to have some game breaking glitches throughout the game, and they were going to have to patch it later if it's already at that point. And I personally take it as, I want to give them my money because they care about the consumer. They care about, the consumer having a good time with their product. And I could wait. How long is this delay? How long did they say on either of these?
Yes.
uh, first fiscal.
Well, actually, they give the month actually.
Yeah, they
The
said it
March
first.
around March April of
Oh
2014.
wow. Okay, that's longer than I thought.
Yeah,
that's
that's
that's longer than I thought.
yeah,
I thought it was like, oh,
It was
a
like
few
January,
weeks.
February, somewhere around
Yeah,
there.
well, no, no, no. I thought it was like a few
yeah,
weeks. I thought it'd still be out
like a
before
few
the end of
weeks
the
or something
year,
like
like
that.
before
Yeah,
New
but
Year's.
I
But wow,
I
okay.
saw I saw Watch Dogs at New York Comic Con this year. I got into a screening of sorts. They were like they showed a new, like some new gameplay that I don't think that's out
Yeah.
just yet. Um, it shows some of the car mechanics. You meeting up with someone to get a mission and how all that works. You saw the lead player that you'll be playing as get into the car, climb up the side of a building, talk to this guy, then get into a boat, and pretty much goes across this river to start this mission. And every time I'm sitting there watching this, and all I could think is Grand Theft Auto, Grand Theft Auto, Grand Theft Auto, because it's like I don't really see how else you're going to create a open world like that without actually taking some parts of Grand Theft Auto, which they did. They borrowed a few things heavily from them, and I would say it's nice. It looks prettier than Grand Theft Auto. It's way more. Believe it or not, it has better looks to it quality wise than Grand Theft Auto does. Even though Grand Theft Auto is
Right.
detailed, but everything about this game is super detailed. And it's like I just call Watch Dogs the Grand Theft Auto with a phone that you can hack shit. you know,
Yeah,
and
there's not much to
yeah,
set it apart. That it
yeah,
could that
it's
could be another factor. They could have said, look, Grand Theft Auto 5 just sold $1 billion in three
dollars.
days.
Yeah, yeah,
You know what I'm
yeah, yeah.
saying? Like, it just made $1 billion in 3 days. If we put this game out now, people are not done with Grand Theft Auto. Like, people are still playing through the story. People are just starting to
Yeah.
get to play online. So it could have been another factor. Like, until next. Yeah, let's wait until first quarter of next year. That way, people have
So
they
yeah,
already
yeah,
have their new consoles. Grand Theft
and they're
Auto has
tired of
died
it.
down. We launch,
Yeah,
boom. You know what I'm saying? Like, that could have very well been it. You know what I mean? But
Well, I
yeah,
got another
yeah,
spin on that.
yeah.
Yeah, you could have said Grand Theft Auto, but what other game comes out in November? Call of Duty. Then you have to remember this: it's made by Ubisoft, and what other game is launching in November? Assassin's Creed.
uh,
It's two open world games. So
yeah,
now they want Assassin's Creed to do good. They want Watch Dogs to do good. But if you as a gamer now you know Assassin's Creed been out for how many years? It's almost come like Call of Duty, Every year another Assassin's Creed's coming out. But now you have Watch Dogs. Why would you want to buy Assassin's Creed if you got Watch Dogs, a whole new game coming out? You got to give that a try. And then a second part to this, just to fall back on something. Don't you think Ubisoft is putting more pressure on themselves now? Because if you delay a game, aren't you expected that game to be? I'm not gonna say perfect because nothing's perfect, but you expect to be way better than what you actually seen.
Um, mm, I don't see. According to this article, they're saying that they're doing it because of quality issues.
Exactly.
Um, that's what they're saying.
Yeah,
I mean,
that's a
who
media
knows?
statement.
Yeah.
That's like,
Yeah.
you know,
As like we want the quality to be best, and there are a lot of fans out there for Assassin's Creed, but
Yes.
most if gamers have deep enough pockets, they'll be able to pick up both games, and they should actually have this to come out. Like it would. I mean, this is supposed to be a launch title, so it's like it's a little disappointed that it's not going to be a launch title because I do plan on buying a PlayStation 4, and I really was looking forward to this game, and it's like, oh, I'm a little disappointed. It's like
the reasons are getting smaller. That is one thing that you hit right on the head there, Dwayne. Was the reasons for getting these new consoles are dwindling. You know what I mean? Like especially right out of the gate. Like I think a lot of people. I guarantee you, there's a handful of people right now that are kind of regretting they're paying it off and pre-ordering and everything like that. You know what I mean? So you know what I'm saying, but it's just more reason for people to stay with the consoles they got, and I mean, speaking of that, moving right into our next topic, we're Xbox 360, Microsoft, should I say, not Xbox 360, announced that they kind of like this program going on, with the games with gold, and they're going to extend it. It was supposed to stop in December, I think. The new system was going to come out, and I guess maybe I don't know if the sales numbers weren't right or something, but they're going to extend this and give people more games for free. And I don't know what y'all's thoughts are on it. Mine are personally is you damn right you should be doing that. Like PlayStation's been doing that for a year now, giving people games for free.
I'm officially out of space now because of
exactly. You know what I mean? Like people will download games just to download them, like download them and never play them. Just say, okay, I have it in my library now. If I ever want to, I can go and play it. You know what I mean? So I mean, but my thought is, you're damn right. You should extend it. It should stay in place permanently. It shouldn't be something that ends at all. Like when I first heard the whole they're giving away free games, I was like, oh, that's cool. And then when I saw that, oh, it ends in December, I'm like, really, you cheap sons of bitches, y'all are gonna fucking give us something for like a few months, and then, I mean, which technically they don't have to do, but when you're looking at another powerhouse like Sony that's been doing it for a year, and I think last year they gave, it was a staggering number, man. I want to say, don't quote me on this, people. If I'm wrong, please tell me how wrong I am in the comments, but I want to say
I will tell
30,
you.
I think it was like 30 grand in games or something like that. Like they gave away, or no, maybe it was 3 grand. I'm sorry, 30 grand. Maybe it was like 3 grand, but it was like it was a few $1,000s in games they just gave away just to their Plus members.
Yeah, I think, quite honestly, I think they should reward gold members this way with games, because like this is something this is money. We're paying for this shit each year. Because when you really think of, when you want to break down Xbox Live, right? What do you get for paying with Xbox Live? If you want to break it down to the basic levels of what it really is, you're paying so you can be online and chat with your friends and play games together.
Yeah.
That's pretty much the basic brass tacks of that service.
Comes down to that.
And then later they just added more stuff where you have to have Xbox Live if you want to watch Netflix and all this other stuff, which I think is completely stupid. But it's like, but at the same time, it's like, Nate is right. It's like it should be a permanent thing. If we're paying $60 a year, I need something for my $60 a year. It's like, because like when a game comes out, in about 2 to 3 months, the shit drops to like $10 real quick. Like it's like then when a game drops that low, then give me a fucking free game for the $60 I'm paying for the year. Like if you want to give me I'll be happy if you gave me 6 games for the whole year. Just like, okay, 10, 10, 10,
I
10.
mean, but that's the thing though, is like, I know it's easy for us to sit here and say, "Oh, we're entitled to this." You know what I'm saying?
We are.
We're not, man. They are giving
I
us a
want
service, man. Like
it.
one thing I've always said about Xbox to defend it against PlayStation is saying that you're paying that much for security. You don't
Yeah.
see Xbox Live getting hacked into very often. Your stuff is pretty secure there. Your credit card information and stuff like that is pretty secure. Their store is so much better than the PlayStation store. It's so
Yeah.
much smoother, and stuff. I mean, yeah, I think you are getting what you pay for a year, as far as $60 a year, whatever it comes out to. I think you're getting what you pay for. But my point is, PlayStation has been doing this for a year, giving people free games, and then all of a sudden Microsoft's like, "Oh, maybe we should give our customers free games." And it's like, dude, duh, you should have been doing. I
Well,
mean, it's like
let
it's
me.
something that you got to do to stay relevant. And Xbox has been putting out, like, they have been giving away shitty games. Like, the best games that they've given away so far is like Fable 3 and Halo 3, both of which are just old, old. You
Old
know,
ass
yeah, old
game.
ass games,
Yeah,
dude. You know what I
yeah,
mean? Like, PlayStation, you're getting stuff like Battlefield 3, which is old but still very relevant because a lot of people still play Battlefield 3. You're getting,
yeah,
you're
yeah.
getting some really good games. That are still relevant, and so it like Hitman Absolution was up there not too
I
long ago.
know.
I mean, some really good games, and
And I
it's
think
like, here's
that
Halo
them.
3, here's Fable 3, have
I
fun.
think by having this program in place, it would let other gamers try out games that they would normally pay to play
Oh, for
to try
sure.
out. Like, for instance, I played the first Saints Row. I liked it. I thought it was cool, but I didn't care for the second one. I didn't buy the third one, but I got it for free, the third one on PlayStation. I was like, oh, I really like this. This is pretty cool. It's not a very deep game. It's pretty easy to play, and it was fun.
Hmm.
It's stupid, but it's fun. And that made me buy part four. You entice me to buy part four, even though, I'm a little disappointed in part four, but you know what that's not neither here nor there. But I mean, I like this sort of thing. I think they should keep this program
Well,
in place, or even give it heavy
well, let me
discounts for
let me
games.
say
Like,
one thing. With
yeah,
the program in place now, since the old gen is about to die, I would like to see this program move over to the Xbox One, because remember this program is only on
It's
360
not.
right now. So let's see if it
It's
moves over
not.
to the Xbox One.
I'm sure.
I would go ahead and put $5 down that it's not moving to the Xbox One. The Xbox One,
Really? You
yeah,
think
no,
so?
yeah, they're gonna be like, I wouldn't say hurting for money. Maybe I still think that the Xbox One will probably sell kind of decently. Not
Mm.
as good as the PS4, but I still think it'll sell pretty decently. But nah, man, like, Xbox and Microsoft in general have never been for giving shit away for free. Like, they look at it now as like
Yeah.
360, even though 360 will still be supported for the next couple years, it's
Mm.
on its way out. It already sees the finish line, and it's just getting there. You know what I'm saying? Like, you got a new runner that's just about to start. You're not going to give anything away for that guy. You know what I'm saying? Like, nah. Like, I don't see that. I totally see PSN transferring over, and them giving free games maybe on PlayStation 4, but it would probably be something where they probably just give arcade games away for free at first, and then once, maybe a couple years down the line, once they've built up enough of a library that they can afford to give away the better
The
games.
new
So
You know what
games.
I
Yeah.
mean?
basically, time will just tell to see what happens.
Yeah. Just gotta wait and see. Wait and see,
Wait
people.
and see.
Wait and
I got
see.
my fingers crossed.
See. Anyway, moving on. Um, so since we were just talking about the Xbox One. Let's talk a little bit more about it. Yay! Okay,
Yay.
now, so Xbox One, uh, there was a very tiny, I call this a very tiny article that we found on Destructoid, and someone tweeted a question to the product planning director. Actually, no, sorry, director of product planning at Microsoft, Albert Pilinio. I cannot. I'm okay. Sorry, Albert.
We're just gonna call you
um,
Al.
Al, hey Al. Somebody tweeted him a question to ask and said, "Can you confirm if the if the if the free Xbox compute resources includes dedicated servers for all Xbox One games?" And the reply was yes.
Just
He just simply
no
said yes.
explanation, just
Yeah.
yes.
Yes.
So I mean,
And you know, more or less, if you guys know what dedicated servers are, um, it means well, Nate probably can explain it better than I can.
Uh,
I'm throwing Nate under the bus. Go ahead, Nate.
I'll try. I mean,
go
dedicated server
ahead.
basically is just meaning that, like, just for example, kind of like with Battlefield 3. Battlefield 3 Dice, the company itself, went and bought up a shit ton of server space. And then in
Mm.
turn said, we have dedicated servers, meaning we run our own servers. Um, you don't have to worry about lag and stuff like that. Like, basically, when you're playing on our servers, everybody should be equal as far as lag and stuff like that. Like, everything should be level. Like, Call of Duty, not as far as I know, no dedicated space, man. Like, that's pretty much if the person with green is going to win, the person with red bars is going to lose. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's just how it's going to go down. And then when you have games that have dedicated servers, it's just it makes it more of an even playing field. So basically, what Microsoft is saying, or what he so easily summed up, is he's saying that all Microsoft games are going to be on Microsoft dedicated servers, which could be awesome because Microsoft has a shit ton of space. So there should be
Yeah.
no problem as far as connectivity wise. Everybody should be on a very level playing field. Um, but that also brings into question, if something was to ever happen with the Microsoft servers, that means every Microsoft game you will not be able to play
It'll just
at
crash, right?
all.
It'll
While
just
it's,
crash.
yeah, it will just, it will just, well, people that want to get in won't be able to even log into their game or whatever, and people that are playing, then yeah, it'll probably just crash on them, probably lose all their save information, which the Microsoft servers don't go down very often. If anybody who plays Xbox could tell you, they're pretty consistent. Like, they go down once maybe every 3 or 4 months, just for routine
Yeah.
But
maintenance,
you know
just
what?
for
But you know what, Nate? The only problem I have with this whole answer to that, when he said yes and the guy asked, is like, is he saying all Xbox One games like from all developers or everything like that, or he's just saying from Microsoft Studios? They never really went to so much detail. He just said yes. So is that we
I
could
mean,
just
yes.
speculate on that right now? Like, is it every game or
the
everything?
question. No, I mean the question just said Xbox One games. But yeah, you're right. It could be that. Yes, could mean anything.
Yeah.
Could
Yeah.
mean first
I was
party.
gonna
Could
I was gonna
mean
sum up your whole little thing with yes. Like, because that's what he did to us. Like, somebody asked him a
Exactly.
legitimate
yeah.
question, and he was just like, yes. You know what I mean? It's like, dude,
It's like
really?
yes.
You didn't elaborate or anything. I mean, that, like I said, it could be awesome. It could be great. I don't see why they would do that though, and I don't see developers being cool with that, because
Yeah, I don't.
that
Yeah, I don't.
a lot of developers have put a crap ton of money into server space, and I mean, he could mean that anything coming out of Microsoft Studios. Um, he could mean anything that's a first party game is going to have Microsoft, and then those guys could already plan for it because they work closely with Microsoft. But third party developers and stuff like that, man, I could just see that bringing in a shit ton of problems when it comes to trying to get their game up first, and trying to sync with Microsoft and everything like that. Like, I could just see so many problems coming out of that. Like, I really think it's probably going to be something smaller than we're thinking. I think it's probably just going to be just Microsoft Studio games like Halo, or anything that's going to be maybe some of the launch titles, you know what I mean, that are going to be
but
exclusive, like that Rome game. And
but let me ask you this question though. You said in you said like couple minutes ago. You said developers wouldn't be cool with that. Like, wouldn't they be happy like the game's running good and smooth with dedicated servers?
It's just
Not
you
not
have to
if it's
understand though
not if
that's
it's
another step in their fucking process now. Like it's already so demanding to get a game out, and
Right.
now you have to write your code around their server. You know what I'm saying?
Oh,
Like,
I see. I see.
so it's just
yeah, it's all
something. It's an
about
extra hurdle for them.
Because
They can't use their own server space, so now they have
yeah,
to.
it's very locked in. It's
Yes,
like they would have to go through their architecture, their Microsoft, like everything would have to be through their process. It's almost like building an app for iOS versus Android. So it's like you have to think about the work
yeah,
that's gonna go through,
exactly.
go in
That's
okay.
behind the
yeah,
scenes.
that's a good
Because
analogy. Yep.
we, I'm not a developer, so I don't know how. I mean, I know a shit ton of people who use Microsoft
Yeah.
servers for various different things, and I mean, some of them seem like they're happy with it, and some of them aren't. So, but I guess that all depends on I don't know how good you want to work with this system or not.
Okay.
But I don't know. Yeah, that's how I feel about it. Well, that's what I know about it.
That's
not
my
what I feel. It's
story,
what
and
I
I'm
know.
sticking to it.
It's what I know. Yeah. So
Anyway, well,
so yeah.
all good things come to a close, people. I'm sorry we're gonna have to cut it an episode. You know what I'm saying? But
Yeah, Dwayne keeps sneezing. He's trying to spread his germs to
I know, man.
everyone.
I'm so glad that I'm 500 miles away in Florida.
I'll make sure to sneeze to the. I'll make sure to sneeze to the camera and make both of you sick.
Anyway, guys, please give us a like. Please give us a follow. Tell your friends about us. We're just a couple guys trying to start out. So show your love or show your hate. I really
Yes.
don't care. All comments are great comments.
Constructive criticism is always welcome.
Tell me how fat and ginger I
Well,
am.
I want. You know what? I want all the love.
Yeah, give Baldy all the love over there. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
if you
definitely,
if you rub
look for
his
us
head,
on
you'll
Twitter.
have good luck for 7 years. You know what I'm saying? So
Yeah, definitely look for us on Twitter. If we're at Castle Gaming there. I would say look for us on Facebook, but I mean, you can find us on Facebook. There will be a link in the description
Just look for the
below
CG.
for that.
CG's up.
Yeah, we have a pretty unique logo. And also follow us on just like Nate said, follow us on YouTube. Get our subs up so we can do a little bit more and we can do this better as we go along. So I would say thank you all for tuning in, and we'll try same time next week at some point. I know we've been a little late with some of the videos going up, but we're trying to lock down a schedule that will be great for everybody to work with. So yeah, definitely see you guys next week.
all right. Well, I'm Nate Rowe,
And I'm Lance John.
Samuels, Castle man.
and y'all take it easy.
Peace out.
All right.